When I returned from prison on parole, 1963, January 10th,
you were in prison for what?
For refusing to comply with selective service order to report to Elgin State Hospital. My brother, on the way back to Chicago, he drove me back to Chicago. He discussed the condition of the movement, what was going on in the movement, and also my father's health with me during this drive, and he gave me a very sad picture of the movement and of my father's condition. He told me that things were far out of hand. He said things looked real bad. He said you're liable to lose everything, and he indicated that there was some misconduct on the part of my father.
What did he mean when he said you might lose everything? Lose what?
Lose everything, he meant the following.
The
following. He was afraid that we were going to lose the following. And when I returned to Chicago, I made it a point to get in touch with my father and to get him to permit me to visit him at his Phoenix home. I visited him, and during my visit...
You make mention of get permission to visit him. You have to get permission to visit your own father?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You have to get permission. We are not the children. Even no one can visit him without permission. No one. No, sir. But he gave me permission. Not immediately. He gave excuses first. He said his health was bad and everything, and I should wait, and maybe he would come to Chicago. I felt he was giving excuses. It made me think that he didn't want to see me, but he did permit me to come out. And when I talked to him, I saw that he was not the same man that I followed and idolized during the earlier years of my life. He had deviated far from the teachings, the moral teachings, the moral principles that he once strongly advocated and defended and kept in effect with a strong hand. He wouldn't let anything get out of hand in the earlier years of my life. And this weakness kind of shook me up. It shook me up and caused me to lose much faith in my father.
What weakness do you speak of? Do you speak of anything specific?
Yes, there was sexual promiscuity that I discovered in the organization.
On his part?
On the part of the officers of the organization. And it was, he also was charged with it. And I brought these charges to him. I named the persons, and he showed an indifference to the charges and an indifference to my concern. And it left me heartbroken. I didn't get any answers from him that satisfied me or that made me feel that I could go and give these answers to the people who were inquiring, who were seeking information from me concerning these charges. I couldn't go to them in good faith and give them these answers that he was giving me. They were not good answers, and I couldn't accept them.
Are you referring to the charges of the secretaries becoming pregnant?
Yes, sir, I am.
Some of the followers of the movement in Chicago?
Yes, sir, I am.
Well, there were specific charges made by someone, I don't remember who, accusing your father. I believe I read of your father, or else it was expressed over my program at some time or another, of your father being the father of some of the children of these secretaries.
Yes, and these charges, yes, sir, he has been charged with this, and I presented him with these charges, and I wanted him to give me an answer, whether these charges were true or false. And he completely ignored it.
In other words, you got neither a yes nor a no.
I didn't get a yes, that's right, exactly.
So what is your own personal feeling?
My own personal feeling is that he has lost control. Now, it's not only sexual promiscuity that was turned into an outrage in the organization, and not only on the part of the top officers. This thing was being condoned by the top officers, And those officers close to the top officers were also enjoying this privilege. Yes,
Now
sir.
you class it as enjoyment.
An enjoyment to them. Well, I guess it is an enjoyment. Now, I would like to continue to try to clarify the reasons for my break with my father. I mentioned sexual...
You're breaking your father.
For my break with my father.
Break with him.
Break with my father. I mentioned sexual promiscuity on the part of the officers, top officers in the organization. Not all of the top officers, but a majority of the top officers in the organization. And along with that, there were charges of wasteful handling of funds, organization funds. And I noticed that there was an almost complete disregard for the individual welfare of the following. And I also placed these charges before my father, and he did not show real concern for the followers, for the treatment that they were receiving.